Welcome. In this lesson, I will discuss about KDP content guidelines, intellectual property rights, and KDP trim size, bleed, and margins. First of all, let's get started with content guidelines. Content guidelines mean, as a bookseller, we believe that providing access to the written word is important, including content that may be considered objectionable. We carefully consider types of content we make available in our stores and review our approach regularly, listening to feedback and investigating concerns from our customers. We reserve the rights to remove content from sale if we determine it creates a poor customer experience. They have the rights to remove any content that could be of low quality, it could be a copyrighted content or trademark content. So that's why they can remove your books if they find you doing all this. Authors, publishers, and selling partners are responsible for adhering to our content guidelines. We invest significant time and resources to enforce these guidelines using a combination of machine learning. They also use AI, automation, and dedicated teams of human reviewers. We will reject or remove content that does not adhere to these guidelines and promptly investigate any book when notified of potential non-compliance. If you publish a book that is not in compliance with these content guidelines, it can be flagged using AI, automation, or by a human review. If they find that you are doing anything that goes against these content guidelines, they can block that book, and in worst case scenario they can even terminate your account. You may also request additional information relating to your book before it is available for sale. If these guidelines apply to book content including title, cover art, and product description, it's really important. You need to be very careful about your title, your book cover, and also your product description. Books that are translations of another work must credit the translator and the original author in the contributor field. If you are publishing public domain books, that's really important. You should give credit to the original author in the contributor field. If the work is not a new translation and the translator is unknown, the publisher should list the translator as anonymous in the contributor field. First of all is illegal and infringing content. These are the guidelines. So let's go through these one by one. Illegal or infringing content. We take violations of law and property rights very seriously. Authors, publishers, and selling partners, their content does not violate laws and copyright, trademark, ban, privacy, publicity, or other rights. We will not accept content under copyright that is freely available on the web unless it is provided by the owner of the copyright. In addition, we do not allow companion books based on copyrighted work. Like, you cannot create a companion book for famous books like Atomic Habits or any book published by any other copyright owner. You cannot create companion books anymore. We do not allow companion books based on copyright works, summaries, study guides to be published outside USA without written permission. Offensive content. We don't sell certain content, including content that we determine is hate speech, promotes the abuse or sexual exploitation of children, contains pornography, glorifies rape or pedophilia, advocates terrorism, or other material we deem inappropriate or offensive. Artificial intelligence, content, text, images, or translation. We require you to inform us of AI-generated content, text, images, or translations when you publish a new book or make edits to and republish an existing book through KDP. AI-generated images include cover and interior images and artwork. You are not required to disclose AI-assisted content. We distinguish between AI-generated and AI-assisted content as follows. First one is AI-generated content. We define AI-generated content as text, images, or translations created by an AI-based tool. If you used an AI-based tool to create the actual content, whether text, images, or translation, it is considered AI generated even if you applied substantial edits afterwards. If your initial version of your content is created by AI, it would be considered as AI generated. Next comes the AI assisted content. If you created the content yourself and used AI based tools to edit, refine, error check, or otherwise improve that content, whether text or images, then it is considered AI assisted content, not AI generated. Similarly, if you used an AI based tool to generate ideas but ultimately created the text or images yourself, this is also considered AI assisted, not AI generated. It is not necessary to inform us of the use of such tools or process. You can use AI as assistant. You can assistance of AI while creating your books. In that case, you do not need to inform Amazon KDP about that. You are responsible for verifying that all AI generated or AI assisted content adheres to all content guidelines, including by complying with all applicable intellectual property rights. Poor customer experience. That is really important while creating books. Books for sale on Amazon should provide a positive customer experience. We do not allow deceptive content meant to mislead customers or that does not accurately represent the content of the book. We also do not allow content that is typically disappointing to customers, including examples provided in the guide to Kindle content quality. I will leave the link to this page. Click on this link and read further about these content quality guidelines. We reserve the rights to change the categories of a book at any time to ensure positive customer experience. If KDP sees you have included your book to a wrong category, they can anytime change that book category without letting you know or without asking you. Public domain content. We allow content that is in the public domain and no longer under copyright. However, to provide a better customer experience, we won't allow undifferentiated versions of public domain titles if a free version is available in our store, as outlined in our policies for publishing public domain content. You can also click on this link and read more. We may ask publishers to provide proof that the content is in the public domain. That's really important. Code and lyrics for songs managed by copyright management companies. This is for Japan only. If you believe a book violates our guidelines, you can report here. So that is the first section, KDP content guidelines. In the next part, we will discuss about intellectual property rights. So let's quickly check these out. I will also leave the link to this page down below. Intellectual property rights frequently asked questions. The KDP terms and conditions and content guidelines require you that you hold the publishing rights to any content you upload for sale on Amazon. Uploading or attempting to upload any content for which you do not have rights can result in rejection, removal of your book, negative impact to your account status and loss of royalties. That's really important. If you publish a book that do not have copyright, your account may be at risk. Your book will be removed. You can also be banned from Amazon KDP. This page provides information about intellectual property rights and common IP concerns that might arise when publishing your books through KDP. This is not legal advice. You should consult a lawyer if you have a specific question about your intellectual property rights. So you can read more about that. General intellectual property facts. What is copyright? A copyright protected original works of authorship such as videos, movies, songs, books, musicals, video games, paintings. Generally, copyright law is meant to incentivize the creation of the original works of the authorship for the benefit of the public. If someone is the author of an original work, then they typically own the copyright in that artwork. What is a trademark? A trademark is a word, symbol, or design such as stylized brand name or logo a company uses to identify its goods or services and to distinguish them from other companies' goods and services. In other words, a trademark indicates the source of the goods and services. Generally, trademark law exists to prevent customer confusion about the source of the goods and services. Like Amazon has its own trademark, like you can see Amazon logo. KDP has its own trademark. It tells you that who is the owner of and where the goods and services are coming from, who is the creator. It tells about the source. Should I include a copyright page in my books? Amazon does not require you to include a copyright page. If you would like your book to have a copyright page, you must incorporate into your content file. What should I do if another publisher has bought the rights to my book? If you have sold the rights to your book to another publisher, your agreement may require you to remove the book from your bookshelf. You can learn more about how to unpublish. If you have sold the copyrights to someone else, then you should remove the book from your shelf. Validating publishing rights facts. In some cases, when you submit your book for publication through KDP, we may request additional documentation to confirm that you hold publishing rights to the books you are attempting to publish before the book can be made available for sale. If your content has been previously published in whole or in part or created by someone other than yourself, you may want to gather any relevant documentation prior to submission in case it is requested. In some cases, KDP requires you to provide the documentation about your copyright or your publishing rights. Below, you will find some of frequent asked questions about the validating publishing rights. So that was all about intellectual property rights and frequently asked questions. You can also click on this KDP terms and conditions and go through that page. These are the terms and conditions you accepted while creating your KDP account. That also shows you that you cannot maintain duplicate account. A lot of other things are also included. You can simply take this to ChatGPT and ask it to summarize that if you want to save time. So next is the very important